Thank you, Marissa.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Have you been eating lately? If so, this is the show for you. Been eating lately, sweetheart?
Yes, I have.
Yes? How's it
Yeah.
going?
It's actually interesting because of having read a book lately about it.
Aha!
Intuitive eating.
Yes, why is it interesting?
It's hopeful. I find it very hopeful starting the new year and concerned about my weight. And it's hopeful because it introduces a whole new approach to eating.
Tell us more.
Yeah. What I like about it is you check in with your sense in your stomach.
Does it have to be in your stomach?
I'm not sure. Actually they didn't specify that yet in the book.
No, I think you just check in.
You kind of ask
Because
your hunger.
Can't my heart be hungry? No? Or my gut could be hungry.
Well, they go through emotional eating, but
This is and we
Yeah.
get no profit for this. Elevin Tribol and Elise Resch, Resch. Just if you want intuitive eating, it's maybe the way to eat.
yeah, and what is kind of exciting is that I take yoga at Prana Yoga down the road here.
We're just spilling off little whatever these are
yes.
called in movies.
And having just started reading the book.
Although no one's paying us for this, we're not above contributions to CCTV by Evelyn Tribal and Elise Reich. Who do we mention? The Prana Yoga. Yes.
Yes. And lo and behold, on the bulletin board, I found that I've enjoyed this yoga teacher through many years now, very much, Amber Bark. She is teaching a workshop on intuitive eating, which is full now, and I wasn't able to go because I worked as well, but it was full by the time I could consider doing it. You so generously offered to pay for it. But she did say in the future they might do another one, and it looks fascinating, and it's on the same exact topic. So I will show you. Where it is on the web here. Is that? Oh, here we go. And if you go to, it's www.marcyrd.com. And if you go to events, Intuitive Eating, Intuitive Living with Amber Bark and Marcy Anderson. So it's a whole workshop about this very thing. So as we can see, we're in the inn.
Oh, we are.
We're in the inn. We're riding the wave of the latest that's happening.
Although this was published
in Cambridge.
This was first published in 1995.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But it's republished in 2012.
Yeah.
So I liked it because it assigned a number to how hungry you are. See if I have this right. So I'm not sure we could find it in the book. There was a chart. Maybe we could find the chart. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I think I
you
could find it.
You could find the chart. Well, I tell them.
Oh, okay.
So when I'm hungry, it's 3. And I think when I'm ravished, it's 2. And when I'm famished, absolutely. No, when I'm empty. When I'm hungry, and it was very helpful to me.
Here it is.
Oh, this is going to challenge us technologically.
I know, we're doing one thing after another here. So
There you are.
Hunger rating. Okay, there's the scale.
Wow.
Can we see it or not?
Yes, you can. Yes, you did very well. Whatever we did.
Okay, so right now, what number would you give your hunger?
I'm around, I think, close to set. So,
Right.
although
So
pangs
you're
are 4,
3.
maybe not. Pangs are 4,
Okay.
and set means, it's a funny word. Set means we're ready to eat. Set the table, I guess it means. And what's the word under ravenous?
Ravenous.
And then empty.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize there was pangs didn't mean your time to eat. It's a pity. You've just taken away some of my food. So pangs does not mean time to eat?
Oh, 3. So that's a 4. Pangs.
Yeah,
Are 4.
I thought pangs were under 3.
Oh.
So what did they say about set? Did they say anything about set? They might
3
say.
at set is by 3 your hunger is completely set and you're feeling quite hungry. At 4 you begin to feel the first awakening of hunger.
Oh, I thought that was
Hunger.
the time to eat. No! Oh! The show has been a disaster.
Yeah, but at 2 to 1 you're ravenous.
Right.
So ideally you want to aim for around 3 to begin eating.
But what are the feelings of 3? I know the pangs for 4. I'm good on 4.
Okay.
So now I have a feeling I'm not hungry yet.
We
But I
haven't.
thought I was. I thought it was time to eat.
Yeah.
And it's not. This reminds me of force feeding as a child. I'd only feed me at the end of every 4 hours. Oh, so I have to have more than pangs. So how does it describe what set is?
Well, there's a whole chapter we haven't actually
No, but
gotten
it's
to.
over there though too. Voices, other voices. Does it say this? The neutral point is 5. Want to read that?
The neutral point is 5 when you're neither hungry nor full.
Oh, what happened?
I think I'm at a 7.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it just says at 5 you're neither hungry nor full.
Yep.
And then at 4 you feel the first awakening of hunger.
Okay. I can feel that.
And by 3 your hunger's completely set. And I wonder if they use the word set because you're just... that's interesting.
We need more, but we don't.
You're
Maybe
set.
they might say it somewhere in here. And then they say, and you're feeling quite hungry. So I might not be feeling quite hungry, but it might be in another minute.
Uh-huh.
I'm hungry.
Uh-huh.
It's not quite a pang. Maybe it's time. I'm so happy. Maybe, I mean, I would eat now for sure. I feel if I don't eat soon, I might start getting weak. So that might be 3. It's very helpful to even ask this question, to try to get what number I am before starting. And it's fun.
It is fun. And what I've also enjoyed, it's interesting, the concept around it is there's a large part around it, around dieting actually is not, often is not successful. And they give reasons why. And that depriving yourself is can have difficult effects.
Because your body doesn't like it. Who are you to deprive me? It'll get back, right?
Yeah. So they recommend that there's a whole process in this of checking in and deciding what your body is really craving. And the whole first part of the process is to let yourself eat whatever what your body is craving, and keeping in touch with your hunger level so that you're only eating if you're truly hungry, and that you're letting yourself eat what you're craving. And I think it's so they said these are accomplished nutritionists, and they did say they really struggled with that concept at first because they're nutritionists and they had a hard time with that, but they finally concluded that that actually was important to do, because there's a whole cycle that happens with deprivation, and that we'll read the end of the book. We're not there yet.
Stay tuned for the new year. We'll get there.
Yeah. But it's been interesting. When I checked in to find out what I was craving, I craved cream of wheat. I haven't had that in years, and it was very satisfying. There was really a different sort of feeling about. And today craved turkey bacon.
Yum. She didn't tell me it was
Pancakes.
turkey bacon though. She said, "I'm buying bacon. Do you want any?" And I knew I didn't want bacon, but when I saw it was turkey bacon, I knew I wanted it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, but I'm more of into my mind though. My mind, like, I didn't check. I mean, I knew I wanted it, but it was. I'm not so sure. Since I do so many, I survived with my mind. Like I eat the same amount of homemade granola every morning, right? And the same amount
Yeah.
of salad at lunch.
And this is actually true.
The same amount.
The same,
2 peters
and
full of salad. Sometimes I
made
can put
of the same
stuff.
thing,
Yes.
usually.
And then
yeah.
and then I got into fish at supper, so maybe a little too
Yeah.
much, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And I read
Wow.
these. See, I read these things and then I like them. They appeal to my mind. We brought a visual, even though we're not allowed to eat in here. This is in the container. Susan, don't worry. We could even take it. I'm not sure we're allowed to take it out. But pistachio nuts and I love them, and I can eat a lot of them. I used to pick out on pretzels, and these are a little dangerous because they're salty, but they're very much energy and good for you. So I am beginning to tune in, but I'm more of a, this is what I'm used to. I do it out of ritual and rote. Usually, I mean, I only eat breakfast at 1, so I can sneak in other foods, like multi-grain cereal, which I drink because I make it with a lot of water. And I try not to eat solid food till 1 in the afternoon, except maybe a little banana, tiny little bite. So I'm not sure I fit in there. I seem to have gotten a pattern. There's a little danger late at night. I'm still a little tricky with me there. I have to be careful. And sometimes when I'm very ravenous, it doesn't seem to be truly hunger, but it's something else is happening. They're very smart, these people, and eventually they might teach us. But I'm too scared. If I eat too much at night, I feel horrible.
Well, I think that's what they help point you in the direction to tune in to your body and listen to it.
Yes, and really learn to listen to some things that are maybe a craving that's not really a hunger. I remember the night that you worked all night and I was alone for the first time in a long time. And it was huge, but it wasn't. It was not for the food, and I loved eating the food. But then I had to pay huge. I was hiding from the fact that it was lonely. You were not there. So food can be hiding, and that's very hard to. I guess it's a skill, a real skill, like learning to poetry or.
Yeah. Well, what I find hopeful about this too is that idea of really making choices that are very connected to what you're wanting and what your body is saying. So I suspect that it has positive repercussions in other areas of your life if you're doing it in that way.
Doing what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah.
how
And
da-
listening.
And listening how
And
you
I
could
guess
be
the
a
big-
dangerous person instead of doing what you think other people want you to
Oh,
do.
yes.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Beware 2013,
Yeah.
discovering through food what you really want to do.
Yeah.
Dangerous, yes?
Yeah. I think your way of eating, you have come up with a wonderful system of healthy eating plan. And that when you do know what you're going to eat, you can buy a lot and be prepared and be in a routine. And so there's also something that works, especially when life gets kind of crazy.
Something you can count on. Granola, although when
Yeah.
your former boyfriend said that soy milk wasn't good for you and we stopped making it, and I really missed it and didn't know it till I made it again. Oh, and I missed that. Protein in the morning. Sorry, Barry.
Yeah, it's good. Well, you have great drinks. Would you like to share how your drinks are made? What
The
your
green- the
ingredients
green
are?
drink?
Yeah.
I first
Sure.
wanted to say that in support of this, that I was allowed to eat cheese, or Barry convinced us to eat dairy too.
Because he went to the Paleolithic
Yes.
conference at Harvard.
Yes. And so those are
And-
ideas still. These guys are against ideas. They say, but they seem to help with me. So I thought, eating cheese is good, although I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, so you're not supposed to eat dairy, supposedly. And ate it.
And they say that the dairy's good because they believe the insulin levels contribute to disease. And so that the body is used to eating fat instead of carbohydrates, according to evolution. And so that's why it's recommended to eat things like animal products and cheese, fat, protein, as opposed to the
Because the fact is,
carbohydrates and sugars, because it causes insulin levels to fluctuate. So the theory of the Paleolithic diet is that you then are not going to create fluctuations in your insulin
so you
levels.
kind of steady, if you keep having enough fat.
Yeah, so then you're not doing this with your insulin levels, and they believe that like heart disease and other diseases are created not due to the animal fat, but due to insulin levels
Right.
changing. So it's kind of a revolutionary
If it's right. yeah.
approach. Yeah. So I just thought I would share that.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you decided to eat
Cheese for a while.
cheese.
And then I got
yeah.
less into it, but then late at night it's with a lot of oregano and the pita. It's just a little though. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's just a little. I don't want more than a little.
Uh-huh.
And so they were right. I don't want to eat lots.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting to practice checking in and seeing what your stomach announces it might like if it could have anything.
Yes. I like things
is-
the ritual. Just doing what I'm doing. Maybe. I don't know.
Can you check in right now and
Right
see
now.
what it might like if it could
might
have
be
anything?
interested in a little ice cream
Anything?
like the
Oh.
past. I used to eat a lot late at night.
Uh-huh.
Tofu ice cream. But I think I might not like it anymore. It might be too sweet. I don't know.
Well, that's what they say, that to go ahead and get the things that you are really craving, but to really also keep in check, do you still really like it? And how
Yeah,
how is your experience
I
when
tried
you're
meat
eating
for
it?
the first time and didn't like it at all. I've been talking about having lamb since I met you probably. And finally tried it and didn't like it.
Mm.
Didn't like it didn't even like the taste.
Mm.
So, but I'll be open. Sometimes pizza might,
Mm.
even though I think it's hard when you're diagnosed with the disease and they say it's not good for you to eat this stuff.
Yeah, and that might be a different...
But the body might know.
It might. Yeah, it might.
The body might know.
Mm-hmm.
And what have you been craving?
Well, it's been interesting. I've been craving pudding,
Oh, yes.
yogurt, cream of wheat, and then the bacon and pancakes.
Turkey bacon.
Hmm.
Did you know you were going to get turkey bacon, or did you think of me?
When I actually had the craving, I had the other day I had some ham at Whole Foods and
Oh, and you're no longer looking
okay.
guilty when you say this? This
Oh.
is so cool. You would look so guilty when you do this. I wake up in the morning, I just see guilt, and I knew. You know,
So it was really good. And so I think as I tried to fine tune my craving,
yes?
I realized I was craving ham. So I went, when I was in the aisle, I started looking at the ham. And I did find a piece of ham that was not a big ham. It was like one piece of ham, a slice. And it had all the right things. But when I held it and felt it and checked in, I realized that isn't what I wanted.
And they didn't take you
So
away
I-
from Whole
I took
Foods,
the-
holding a ham in your...
So then I checked in. So my initial checking in was ham, but then when I got there and checked in when I was faced with holding it,
Yeah.
I realized I really wanted the bacon. So,
Turkey bacon?
the
or
turkey
real- Oh, you wanted
bacon.
the turkey bacon.
Yeah.
So, and I'm
Well,
sure...
and but also I have sensibilities of the nitrates are not good for you. It says no nitrates.
Yes.
Although the ham was less processed than the turkey bacon.
Much?
Well, it said on the package of the turkey bacon, it said only minimally processed.
Whatever that means. Yeah.
Right, so I knew it was processed.
Yeah.
And then the other one,
Whereas pistachio nuts
Yeah.
are not processed at all.
yeah.
well, this
These
is-
are beautiful. I can't believe how beautiful pistachio nuts are. They are purple and green, and they're really...
They give me more energy than anything.
Hmm.
Fish is close, but energy. This
Yeah.
is it. And I read. See, so I'm convinced often by what I read. Andrew Weil recommended this as one of the foods. I think good foods to eat. So that matters to me a lot.
Yes.
Or we read that someone said frozen food in Time magazine. Dr. Oz said frozen fish can be delicious. And I had,
And it was an article on food snobs.
Yep.
And saying that really nutritionally, frozen food
Fish.
was okay.
Yes.
It really was okay. I mean, they didn't say it was 100%, but they said it was pretty close.
We
So,
tried frozen strawberries. I
Yeah.
was so excited, and they weren't so good.
Right, but the fish was
Yeah, the
not,
fish was
it's
good,
not
right?
bad,
Yeah, the
and
fish
it's
was-
much cheaper.
I think, and the frozen peas,
Yeah.
which were delicious until I realized that there was not much energy in them after I ate them.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
But this is exciting
So-
to figure it out as you go along, without someone telling you.
Yeah,
I can
and
see-
there's energy, and it's interesting in going after something that you want, that you're craving.
Yes.
There's additional momentum after you get it and you eat it. It feels like there's momentum of joy or energy. I think simply because you are craving it. So there's something that perpetuates a positive cycle.
I can feel
with
it
it.
in you now. You're really,
Uh-huh.
I can see.
Well, it's nice. What I find the most fascinating is checking in with my stomach and finding out that it's satisfied and trusting that. So there's something neat about having a place to check in and knowing that there can be reasonable answer, I guess, or yeah, and it ends up feeling good.
Some part of me,
Actually,
I can
I-
see resisting this already.
Uh-huh.
Some part of me, the part of me that just eats when in ritual, and
Mm-hmm.
I think some part of me says, we don't want to let the intuitive part rule us. But I'm willing to fight feel that battle. I can feel it. Like late at night, sometimes since I haven't had supper, I'll eat 3/4 of a pound of fish because it's my dinner time, and I do this by ritual, and I'm not so sure that's so good, and I'm not sure whatever's in charge of the ritual wants to give it up.
Well, but they also talk about reasonable things, such as they were saying how if you're planning on going to some event and you're going to be home at 10 and you're not hungry there and then before you leave, but they suggested a compromise of eating a snack. So some of these things are practical at times, but
I'm excited. I can see you teaching this. I can see you teaching intuitive eating.
Oh.
We have a minute to go.
Yeah.
If you can give people your final wisdom.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's exciting, and it's a new, at least it's new to me, a new approach to work with, and I wish us all well if we're trying it, and I think it can lead to good things.
It has already. I can see it. No,
and
really.
Yeah, and actually I remember, and my yoga teacher must have done a lot more with this. I know she worked at, I think the Cambridge Center for Eating Disorders, she said it was neat how you can trust your body.
Yes.
That was her response when I said it was neat she was doing the workshop. So that's really hopeful.
5 seconds.
Very hopeful. So, all right. Well, good.
Happy eating.
Yes.
You were great.